Fiji is an important partner for Indonesia in making the Pacific region peaceful, stable, and prosperous. Indonesia and Fiji celebrates 50 years of bilateral relation. What are the concrete forms of cooperation that will be improved for the two countries? To discuss it, joining with us, Indonesian Ambassador to Fiji, His Excellency Dupito Darma Simamora. Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for setting aside your time with Southeast Asia today. So, Mr. Ambassador, Indonesia currently has 11 million number of Melanesian races. They are at several provinces in Indonesia, namely in Papua, Maluku, and also East Nusa Tenggara. So, why is it necessary to increase people-to-people connect between Indonesia and the Pacific region, especially for those with Melanesian racial backgrounds in Fiji?
Thank you for bringing that fact in our discussion today. And of course, you are right by saying that we have a substantial number of Melanesian ethnicity in Indonesia. It reconfirms actually that Indonesia is a Pacific country, and therefore it is necessary for us to continue um, strengthen the relationship, including between uh, not only between governments but also between the peoples of Indonesia and the peoples of the countries in the Pacific, especially those who are in the Melanesian countries.
All right, Mr. Ambassador. So we are tending harmony for the Pacific with raising the theme connecting Indonesia and the Pacific through culture and also shared heritage. So it is one of a public diplomacy hosted by Indonesian Foreign Affairs Ministry through social cultural channels. So why is it necessary for the government to carry out public diplomacy missions through culture? And so far, what are the programs have been implemented related to cultural diplomacy and how Fiji sees Indonesia's role in the Pacific region?
There are many relevant reasons for us to continue and also to force the cultural diplomacy. The first consideration perhaps is that we don't understand each other. And therefore, through people-to-people collaboration, cultural diplomacy, I think it gives a good avenue for both sides to know each other better, and at the same time also, as we know that these people-to-people links also will foster goodwill and build long-term relationship and networks of cooperation.
Mm.
And Fahri, as you know that of course we need also to learn and benefit from each other's ideas and experiences. But we should not forget that cultural diplomacy also support overall diplomatic objectives.
Mhm. So, in your opinion, how do you see Fiji's relation between Indonesia?
Fiji and Indonesia relations is in a very good shape. Both of us are archipelagic states.
Mm.
We are proud of that. We fought together for the UNCLOS 1982. At the same time, I think we also face the same challenges when it comes to climate change. Um, how do we empower, the grassroots people, and at the same time, you know, I think both countries as main players and also active players in the non-aligned movement, South-South cooperation. Of course, we will continue to do our best in order to, achieve, the UN Sustainable Development Goals in our own countries.
All right. So, Indonesia and Fiji commemorates 50 years of bilateral relations. So, tell us the cooperation and the partnership or relationship in the fields of economy, also cultural cooperation, education, and the assistance that has been going so far.
Fiji has been an important economic partner of Indonesia. As you know that we have enjoyed substantial surplus against trade surplus against Fiji. But at the same time, also in the context of bilateral collaboration and cooperation, Indonesia has provided a lot of capacity building programs, and I think we still remember, the assistance of Indonesia in building certain schools here in Fiji affected by the cyclone happened in 2016. And only recently, Indonesia also provided medical equipment for Fiji. So all we can say that the collaboration, the cooperation between Indonesia and Fiji in the last 50 years have gone well, not only bilaterally but also regionally, at the same time also at global levels. And I think this is the spirit that we'd like to continue to have. But one important aspect in the relationship that we should again always remember is that it should be based on mutual trust and mutual respect.
You also said earlier that we have a strong collaboration between Indonesia and also the Fiji. So, in your opinion, how do you see Indonesia's role in the Pacific regions as well?
Well, Indonesia is a development partner of Fiji. At the same time, Indonesia is also a dialogue partner of the Pacific Island Forum. And of course, we'll continue to work closely with Fiji as the regional leader of the Pacific Island countries. At the same time, Indonesia will continue to put the 2050 strategy of the Blue Pacific continent of the Pacific Island Forum as the center of our engagement with the Pacific. So I think it is very clear that Indonesia will here to stay as a reliable partner, as a strong partner, and looking forward, to the next or beyond 50 years of the relationship. I think we are very hopeful that this relationship will continue to from strength to strength.
Right, Mr. Ambassador. So, looking at 50 years of bilateral relations between Indonesia and also the Fiji, especially in the economic and also trade sectors, so it is still very small when compared to other countries in the Pacific region. So, what are the policy directions and also trade schemes that can be utilized by both countries so that Fiji can become a regional hub for the Pacific region's economy?
Well, in fact, Fiji has been a regional hub for a long time, not only in terms of education, but also, of course, transportation. As you know, Fiji Airways has already has been serving the region, for many years. And at the same time, I think we need also to consider that the capacity building program should be part of the trade and economic collaboration and cooperation with the Pacific and and also for Fiji, of course. And I believe that being also an associate member of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, Indonesia can champion, sub-regional economic architecture, sub-regional economic cooperation. I think that is what we are doing at the moment. We are commissioning a study on how Indonesia can spearhead this kind of economic collaboration with the Melanesian countries, like what we have been doing in the context of ASEAN through BIMEAGA and um, uh, Indonesia, Thailand, and also Malaysia growth triangle in other parts of our region. So I believe that Indonesia, again, as a big country, and also, of course, as a developing country, can assist, can support this sub-region of the Pacific. But even though we support, the Melanesian group of countries, again, the core of our engagement should be to the whole Pacific.
And you also underline that a capacity building in terms of the economic and also trade sectors, it is very important for both countries. And can you share with us the details about what kind of the capacity building programs that have been, input or implemented in these countries, both countries?
Well, I can have some projects that have been done or ongoing between Indonesia and Fiji and also with the Pacific. The first is that recently we assisted Fiji in developing sustainable coffee industry, and I think it is only right for Fiji to be more independent when it comes to coffee. not only for the domestic consumption, but also for the growing tourism industry here in Fiji. So that is just one example, and of course, soon, hopefully, Indonesia will partner with Fiji in developing the sustainable bamboo industry. Hopefully, we'll start early next year. But the difference is that we'll have this for a long term. So we want Fiji to be not only self-sufficient, but to be, to use this useful commodity. Bamboo is an asset of this country in order to support, the not only let us say an export commodity, but also to support, the local economy. And also, we know that bamboo is also very important when it comes to, climate resilience initiatives and objectives.
All right. We also had a discussion with Fiji government under Director of Heritage, Art and Culture earlier. So they mentioned about the probability about the joint research between Indonesia and also Fiji, because Fiji is also have two famous, I should say, university in Pacific region. So can you tell us more about that?
Surely, I mean, every collaboration that we have been doing or will do in the future with Fiji will always involve the university, because we believe that this is also a way in order to make sure that what we are doing is scientifically proven and scientifically correct, and even including not only in cultural sectors, but also when it comes to the let us say agricultural cooperation, because Indonesia is about to build the regional agriculture center here in Fiji, but although it is intended for the whole Pacific, and the universities in Fiji, the University of South Pacific, of course we know that belongs to the whole Pacific Island countries, but also the national universities like Fiji National Uni and also Fiji University. So would like to have them also to be part of this initiative in the future, because with by having them as our partners, um, I believe that we will make sure that the center will serve the interests of the people here in Fiji and also the Pacific in general.
All right. So my last question, Mr. Ambassador, in the future, what's the strategy to strengthen Indonesia's relation with Asia Pacific countries, and what forms of cooperation will be enhanced?
We'll continue to to assist Fiji in the way we can. I think Indonesia has a lot to offer on how we can improve the SMEs, for instance, and at the same time also we understand that the the blueprint of the Pacific development, the Pacific uh, way forward is the 2050 strategy. And we know that the 2050 strategy contains 7 major areas, 7 priority areas, and we'll work with them on how Indonesia can assist them in some of the priorities that they have. So Indonesia will not come to the Pacific, with its own agenda, but Indonesia will be together with the Pacific in achieving what they've already decided they would like to have in before 2050.
Indonesian Ambassador to Fiji, His Excellency Dupito Darma Simamora. Thank you so much for setting aside your time with Southeast Asia today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's our chat with Indonesian Ambassador to Fiji, His Excellency Dupito Darma Simamora. Reporting from Suva, Fiji, Fahrian Bahri for City Today.